Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be another entry in the series of Mastering League Play, and I'm going to be providing you with tips and tricks of the Moscow map. The previous one I did was on Checkmate, and I got a good amount of support, so yeah, I'm hoping you guys enjoy this one just the same. If you don't know already, my Mastering League Play playlist is essentially just tips and tricks on how to improve your gameplay in League Play, and I've already covered things such as accuracy and general movement around the map, as well as a checkmate tips and tricks video. So yeah, click on the playlist, and if you've missed any of them, check them out. But let's crack on with Moscow. Moscow is a map on Cold War which is used for S&D and Hardpoint. It was trialed as control at the beginning of the game, but it's actually not that great in control, so they took it out. So let's get straight into it here with the P1, which is this checkers area. And I'm just going to go through the cool little spots you might be able to find. So starting off here, you have all of these. This goes with any area of the map. Any of these bits here, which have got like this sort of glass, are all wall bangable. You can shoot through it like that, and as you can see, it's damaged the wall. And similarly here, damage that, and those bullets will keep going through. So if you're challenging someone here and you're pretty much stuck in this position, you can shoot through that wall, get some entry damage, and then shell going from there. And as I said, that happens with all sort of glass on this map. So yeah, that's a good thing to bear in mind. Moving on with P1, if you're an SMG, this is what I like to do. I like to sit up here because you're on time whilst you're up there, and you can watch Eskys if needs be, as well as this left side. This is a good position if you've got ARs set up somewhere, either look in the other direction and you've got a couple people blocking. So obviously if you're this side, you want to be blocking for P2, which is over where I'm aiming right here. So yeah, you want to be working with your team here and watching pretty much a direction where they are not watching. So that's a good spot where you can do either side. If you find someone's in this corner, you can actually wallbang this right here and it can hit them. Similarly, you can do the exact same thing on this side. If you wallbang this, you will be shooting through it, as you can see here. So anyone sat here might be getting shot if you do that. So it's very situational, but it's worth doing if you don't know about that already. Furthermore, you can obviously sit in here. This is a nice little spot. But if you're an AR and you've managed to get good control of the map from this side, you've actually got a decent spot. Well, you can do the similar thing here, where you can hop up on here and watch certain angles. Same thing down here. But you can actually sit up here, and you've got their whole run. It's a good place to pick up a couple of free kills. You've got their run to the hard point. Chances are they're not going to be expecting you up here, so good way to pick people off. And you can also do the same. You can watch their street cross from here as well. If all you're looking for is info, sitting here and waiting for the street cross. Say, for example, I don't know, if you're playing S&D, for example, and you know someone's in this corner, you've got someone watching that corner, and you can watch their cross out from this direction. Moving on up to P2. Which is this point over here on the hard point, and you've got B SND in there, the B bomb. This is a nice place to capture the point because you are holding the point here. You will actually be capturing time here, and you've got a lovely head glitch into the mid map right here. So this is absolutely key if you're an AR player, and as long as you've got someone watching that area. For example, if someone's in PD or on this stairs head, you're watching that area. You can sit here for absolutely days just picking people off, even if they know you're there. Even if you've had a couple kills there already, you will be winning this gunfight 90% of the time. Obviously, you can peek further to gain access into BS&D, but if you're holding the still chance there, you've already got someone in BS&D anyway to block the spawns over there. If you're an SMG, a good spot to sit would be here, watching mid push, or if you pull back a little bit, you can actually lie here, wait for their push, a bit of a wider push. For example, so from this direction, they're either going to be pushing wide and coming to this bit, or they'll just run up onto here. If they run up onto here, they're not going to see you before you see them, so you're going to have the chance to pick them up as they come up these stairs. But it does risk having, so for example, if your teammates this sort of side, it does risk having your teammates get shot if they're here by the time you see them, and you don't get the chance to pick them off quite so easily. Other than that, there's not really much to say that you guys probably don't already know. Obviously, you can sit on this head glitch here, challenge that area, and as example, you've got the whole of that top area in PD to chow that. Moving on to this sort of area of the map, a place I like to sit if we've planted at A here, I like to sit in this corner, pre-aiming this. As long as you've got teammates you know, looking at Eskys and one looking at the full flank. If you know they were over at B SND and you've got full control of this area, having this wide angle here with an AR is a lovely angle to have, because it's you know, it's unexpected and it puts you in that winning gunfight. Following that, this sign is wall bangable. Not a lot of people know this, but if you know someone's gone into here, they've saved, for example, they've just slipped away, and you know they've run around here, just wall bang this. You might get a couple of hits, and it might be enough to kill them. For example, like if they were one shot, it might be enough to kill them, so on and so forth. This dustbin as well, you can actually jump on, and if you want to know if someone's here, it's a nice little bit of quick info. It's very situational, mainly on S&D. Quick info onto that wall to see if anyone's holding that head glitch on the wall. Again, these windows are wall bangable, so if you've got someone weak and then you don't feel like full challenge, just spray through this bit here, and you should be good. If you're an SMG and you are defending the bomb, you can sit up on this bench. This is a place where not a lot of people check, but it's definitely worth, if you're an SMG player, sitting here, because they might slide out, but as long as you can track them, you're going to have a good chance of winning that gunfight, because they're not really going to be looking there. They've got a wall to look at, and as well as this bit area over there. Moving around, obviously you can jump up on here, and you can have a bit of a, you know, unexpected height on people who, if you know someone's in that corner, if you jump, they're not really going to be expecting you to jump around that corner quite like that. Moving on to this area, the wall. Obviously you can mount the whole wall. This area is quite a nice little spot, because you can fully jump, peek into, say for example, you know someone's there, you challenge this, and if you want a couple of extra bullets in them, jump, shoot, and then you've got the chance for that. You can always see all the way back into that glass as well, which is quite a nice little spot if you jump high enough like that. So yeah, that's this area. There's another little spot actually where if you jump onto this bin, again you can jump over there, see if someone's there, but similarly, can't do it now. Similarly, you can do this, go around and jump over just like that. It's a very, very silky thing you can do. You've got to really master it, so it's worth practicing. If you get into a private lobby, practice that. If someone's holding this angle, they're not expecting that. They'll hear you mantle over this, but you're going to have the jump on them 9 times out of 10. They're never going to be expecting that. It's a very rare thing to have done. So moving forward onto P3, which is at the fountain here. You very rarely want to be attacking from the front. You're in a really difficult position here because you're so open. There really isn't any cover. The only way you would have cover is if you chowled back from back here, just to get the initial pick, for example. But other than that, you really don't want to be channeling through. You really want to be going through bottom Eskys into gold and channeling like that. So, say you managed to break the hill, you've had your first couple kills, and you were defending it from this way, you can actually capture the hardpoint from on top of this fountain and the bushes as well. So a keen place to sit, unless you want to just contest, in which case you lie down here. As long as someone's got your elbow there, you should be fine. But a good way to contest is sitting here, or hold the hill. If you know they're still spawning back there, hold the hill, watch this. They'll either, as long as you've got someone, I don't know, up here, watching the low push, you can be watching here. Voice breaking. You can be watching the library area here. They're not going to really expect you here. You're a bit covered from the vines from this lovely shrubbery. And yeah, this is a good little spot. Similarly, if you manage to get all the way out here, you can jump on here and do a similar thing. And you are on the hard point here, so you will be getting time on the hill as well as being able to pick people off from this advantageous spot. Say, for example, you have this hard point, and people are flooding through this area. Obviously, you can sit behind these benches there, a nice little spot for you. Again, this is probably an AR mainly map, just for the huge lines of sights you have here. If you get someone sat on this heady who's competent, it's quite hard to get them off, but it is readable, so I wouldn't recommend doing that all the time. You can get over these just for a bit of info. Not that it's very situational. You don't really need it. But if you're trying to scurry away from someone, you can jump over, jump back. They won't be expecting that quite so much. If you're trying to hold this hard point, and you're trying to make sure people don't come through here, you can stand on here and watch this. It's an absolutely, as long as you've got someone blocking behind you, they're never going to be expecting this. So that's a nice little spot. Likewise, if you're here with an SMG, this is a nice little spot to hold it. But they will probably expect you to be here, so it's probably not an ideal spot, but it is a very strong head glitch because they've got low ground and you're on this heady right here. Moving back to this area, really you want somebody over here when you have control of this area and the hard points at the fountain, because that stops them from spawning this side of the map. Really, you want an AR back here because once you're here, the lines of sights are all long. So ideally, you want to be an AR holding heady like this, or being extra creddy, and sit like this and literally wait for them to come round. Obviously, once you get a kill here, you're going to want to move because they're going to know you're there next time. So yeah, that's worth considering. Moving on to the gold area down here. Say for example, you have this area locked down. You've just got you've won the hard point, and you've got someone blocking over here so they don't spawn. As an SMG, you can actually push up. So the place I like to sit is in this corner here. Wait for them to run through here. You will, if anyone comes through this area here or drops into here, you're likely going to hear them because it's just such a loud area of the map. The floors, for example, is twice as loud as any other area of the map. Yeah, it's a nice area to get a couple of picks. Just delay there, push towards the hill. Similarly, you can sit here and do the same sort of thing. Moving over to P4. Yeah, P4, which is the street area. If you're spawning bank, you're going to be coming out here, and if you know that the enemy is spawning in this area, a nice place to sit to cut them off is on this bench here, and they're not going to be expecting it, and it's going to be a free kill for you if you have the good enough reactions and you don't choke. Other than that, for an SMG, you really don't want to be back here too much. You want to be in the hill in rat, which is that little hole. Ideally, as an AR, this bus is the place to be. It's absolutely nuts. This is such a god heady. You can see all the way down the street. You're on a heady where you can just adjust yourself like this, and as long as someone's watching your back, you should be absolutely fine. A nice little spot for an AR, again, if I can jump onto it, is if you come into this corner and jump backwards, you can actually jump onto here and move like so. You don't want to do that too much because you will die, but you can sit on this. I'm going to die doing this, aren't I? Yeah, I'm probably going to die. Yeah, you can sit on this and pick people across the map. You can even pick people off all the way down that street, so it's a nice little spot there. Moving on to rat, obviously, as an SMG, and if you've got control of the hill and you've got that side, you want to be making sure no one can come through here and, you know, jump up here and pick people off like that. You can play creddy here. If you lie down under this desk and you say you want to easily win of a gunfight, you'll see them run through under the desk. You'll be able to jump up, kill them before they even get a chance to get out of there. So yeah, that's absolutely ideal. This area of the map, there's really not much to show. So we're going to move straight on to the attacking side of P4 here. You can sit on this sign. You've got a nice little head glitch onto bus and this sort of area. You're not really protected by this. Obviously, there's a huge gap here, but it's nice to get a quick kill just to stop them getting for the hard point, and maybe it might be the entry kill you need to win the hill. Similarly, if it's a bit hectic, you can lie down and you still are on the hard point. All of these, by the way, all these little bits area over here are all jump upable. You can jump up them, and some provide nice bits of cover like this. Obviously, you're going to want to get one kill, then move on from there. Moving on to the globe. If you could jump up here, you've got a nice little line of sight into the mid area of the map where you can watch the cross, although they can see your shadow from here, so be very aware of that. And similarly here, if you know you've got B planted there and you want to make sure they can't come through mid, sitting here is a nice little spot for you to be. If you want to challenge the people that are camping in the bus over there defending the hard point, this is a nice little spot if you have an AR. Otherwise, if you're a sub in this sort of position, the only real chance you've got is lying down there or running through mid or through there, get through route, or maybe even a flank, and then go behind them and kill them. As a sub on this hard point, that's all we really can do, unless you've got aim better than some of the Krigs in the lobbies. Moving on to this back street. Actually, you know what, I'm going to cover this sort of area first. If you want to play a bit aggressive on S&D and you are defending, what you could do, you jump out this window, and if you can actually jump onto this block here and see anyone running through here. You will get to this much quicker than they can get there, so they might run up here and then you get an easy pick. Again, you can watch street from this position, but you are quite open to that. So yeah, that's a nice little spot if you want to do that. And moving on to this area, I don't like if you know someone's in this room. Say if you've planted a bomb and you're defending, I don't like camping this room, and I will show you why now. Basically, you have a huge shadow here, so anytime you push round, they will see your shadow before they see you. They'll be here pre-aiming this if they know you're in there, and they will see you walk they'll see you walk in front of the window before they see you, so they will be ready to fight. their reactions will be better than yours because they will see you first. So I always recommend, if you do get into this position, somehow work your way out and round street and go around that way. And yeah, so other than that, there's really not much to say about this sort of area. Obviously, you can get on top of all of these areas if you want to watch this sort of area of the map, or you're trying to break this hill again. You can be even further back because you can spawn back here. If you want to kill that other Krieg sat in the bus, the other side of the street, you can do so from here. And again, if you're defending the B site here with an AR, you can sit here. They're not going to really see you behind this glass. They might nade check it if they're a competent team, but most teams won't check this, so it's a nice little spot to see. And you might get a couple of free kills being sat here, and you can back up all the way behind this if you want some decent cover. So yeah, moving on, you can jump up onto this bus and watch the street from this way, and this way you've got a nice little bit of visual cover. You can shoot straight through this, but you've got a nice bit of visual cover there, and the same goes for that van. The different things with this van, though, is if you manage to, say P2 is active over in that area here, and you manage to get through the street and you have an AR, very situational. You know someone's PD, what you can do is jump up here and chow them like this. This is a nasty heady to clear you off, and it actually puts you on a sort of even level as well to enable you to possibly win this gunfight. Once you're up here, obviously you can chow the remaining enemies on the hard point. You can get right on top of this and see the whole area. Yeah, so as a final thing on this map, if you sit back here, say for example you've got P2 control, you've got someone watching front, and basically all your responsibility is to watch the street flank as well as mid. You can do both of those from here. Excuse me. Obviously you can see straight into mid right here. You can see the push. As long as your shots are good enough, you'll be able to pick them up as they run over here. And again, you've got the whole street covered. If they come around here, you're going to be able to pick them off. Easy as that. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found any of this useful whatsoever, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you actually know of more things on this map that I haven't explained, if there's a spot you like to share, please feel free to do so in the comments. I'm sure everyone here will be appreciative of that. So I'm going to leave you there. I've got some more Road to Rank 30 videos coming up at the end of the week. So stay tuned for that. My road between Master and Elite has been a bit of a rocky ride the past couple of weeks, but you will have an update if you stay tuned. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, hope you found it useful, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.